Hi, you're welcome. I'm very, very happy to have you. And I want to discuss this important subject today because I have realized that people go through a lot trying to find strength. I have seen that what makes a lot of people compound their depression is the feeling of the inability or lack of strength to get out of that situation. That's what makes depression more depressing. If you were to feel depressed today and you knew that you would be able to get out of it in the next 6 hours, you just knew that you'd be able to get out of this depression in the next 6 hours, you would probably get out of that depression immediately. And that's an interesting paradox. It is not knowing that you can get out of it, or the feeling that you will not be able to get out of it, or the feeling that you do not know how to get out of it, or the feeling that you have done everything that you know but you didn't get out of it. So invariably, this subject is important to me because I want to teach people how to find strength. And one of the ways to do that is to first help people define exactly what weak means. Weak means not having enough or not being able to do enough to achieve a goal. All right. It also means that if you were to categorize your life, your things, your body parts into functions, if you categorize them by functions, or class or position, whatever. If you just classify them and you take several entities of your being, this is what you have. You would see that weakness means the inability to achieve purpose within stipulated time. If somebody were to say that the person has a weak body, what do you think it means? Somebody might say he has a weak body. What it means is that body is unable to perform within expectation. Sometimes say somebody has a weak stomach. What does it mean? It means that if something were to turn the person's stomach, the person would vomit, for example, because that person's stomach is unable to hold food in the face of adversity. If they said that somebody has weak character, what it means is that that person can, not be trusted to act in patterns that he has been known for, or in patterns that he says he should be known for. If they are to say somebody has weak will, it means that you cannot trust the person not to waver on his own choices or decision. Now, if you now bring all of this together, if you bring all of this together and you try to make a simple meaning from all of this, if you bring all of my illustrations together and try to just say, okay, I just want a single meaning, what it will mean is that it will mean that weak is not enough. Weak means not enough. And I'm going to explain because you're wondering, how can weak be not enough? It's not just not enough, it's the characteristics of the things that are not enough that makes a thing to be worthy of being called weak. And I'm going to take about 5 ways or factors to explain weakness to you and then to help you get out of it, because once you understand it, then you begin to perceive strength in a different light. You begin to see that you have strength, because remember how you've seen movies all over the place where this person has been training to fight, all right, and training is simply an aggregation of knowledge. So you say, I'm training to run. It means that you are teaching your body how to run. If you were training to run and you wanted to win a race, it means that you are training your body how to win a particular race. Because if it was not a teaching, then what is it? Can you simply wake up on the day of the race and then run and then win? No. Why? Because your body does not have enough information or knowledge to run or to win a race. And then they say you are a weak runner. Why are you a weak runner? Because you do not have enough. Your body does not have enough information or knowledge as to how to run. It's really simple. It is really simple. One of the things that you will learn is how to breathe, which is that you are teaching your lungs how to take in oxygen and expel oxygen based on the activities of your body. Learning. You see, learning is how to build strength. So there is learning, and then there is not having enough to discern outcome or consequence. Everything that stops you from learning makes you weak. Understanding is the reinforcement of the highest order. Understanding is, you know how you're making concrete and then you put iron within them and they say, yeah, that's a reinforced concrete. Reinforced concrete. Why? I mean, if you look at iron, you think, if you touch a concrete, you feel that the concrete is harder than the iron. Whereas science of construction has known and learned over time that if you wanted to reinforce concrete, you'd have to put big, strong irons within the concrete. So let me give you an example. So let's say you assume that you are going to stay indoors today. You know, so you decided that you're going to stay indoors today and rest. You know, so it was yesterday. You decided that today, and it is because yesterday you were tired and you realized that if you don't stay indoors today, then you will not be able to rest. And then if you're not able to rest, and then there are certain things that you're not able to do tomorrow, etc. So you have gone out series of times. So you have learned what it means to go out. All right. You have put the things that you learned from going out, you have put them aside by your body needing rest, and then you have put them aside by the things you need to achieve if you stay indoors. So you decided that you are going to stay indoors and rest. But then your friend calls you. And your friend says, let's go out. And then you followed your friend out. All right, and then you say, okay, all right, let's go out. Now, what you just did is that you have demonstrated that you lack loyalty to yourself and your words. You have denied yourself the opportunity to learn from the outcome of your decision to stay at home and rest. You have gone out. All right. Now, learning simply means understanding processes, impacts, and the relativity of alternate consequences. So, the fact that you did not help yourself to stay with the knowledge or the application of knowledge of the reason why you decided to stay at home and then you went out, you have demonstrated that you do not have the capacity to learn, or you demonstrated that you do not allow yourself to learn. Let me tell you, this thing, to say learning versus not having enough to discern outcome or consequence is the reason why an adult will not jump into a well. If the well was open and an adult knows there's a well there, an adult is not likely to jump into a well. In fact, an adult is probably able to understand what it means, what a hole in the ground means. A kid does not necessarily know because he has no information, he has not learned, so he's not able to discern outcome using information of topography, depth, width, light, shades to understand what it means, how depth, light, shades interpret into a whole, and then how a whole interprets into damage to your body and your body functions. So if there was any place or anything that you feel that you are weak about, if there's anything that you feel that you are weak about, check what you are lacking in that place. Could just be the lack of knowledge or lack of information. That is what makes you, that's one of the ways that a person is weak. Not being able to get enough
and not being able to use enough to discern outcome or to discern consequences. Because you cannot, there's no way, for example, that your friend will tell you to jump into a well, that you jump in a well. Let's even assume that your friend does not know what jumping into a well means. So your friend that comes to say, let's go out, let's assume that your friend, she does not know what going out would mean for you on that particular day. So she does not know. So she says, let's go out now, and then she purrs and pitches and changes and intones and changes her tone several times, and gets a promise to buy you something. There's no way. If you are to do the same thing about you jumping into the well, there's no way you are going to jump into the well. No matter how finely she puts it and say, oh, my friend, jump into the well. My friend, jump into the well. You're not going to jump into the well. Why are you not going to jump into the well? Because you have learned, because you know, because you have discerned using information the outcome of you jumping or the consequence of you jumping into a well. Pretty much simple. So if there's any place where you have demonstrated weakness, it could just be, I'm teaching you about 5 things that comprises for weakness. So this is one of them. Is the inability to learn. Learning is not just available information. Learning is being able to discern outcome or consequence based on information. Information of things, information of people, information of places, information of light, information of depth, information of information. That's the first one. All right. Now, let's go to the second one. Having form or formation versus being poorly arranged and lacking in strength. Having form or formation versus being poorly arranged or lacking in strength. Okay. So, I'm breathing oxygen right now. I'm also breathing nitrogen. Probably I'm breathing more nitrogen than oxygen, actually. All right, but I'm breathing right now. Good. And I'm breathing some carbon dioxide as well. Okay, all right. So I'm breathing, and that's gas. I mean, like I'm moving. There's nothing to even stop me. There's no gas. The gas are there, but they can't stop me. I'm cutting through them, And then there's liquid, for example, water. And then I get into a pool and I jump, and then I'm able to swim, move through water. Okay, I'm able to move through water. The water is a bit orderly and existent, such that I'm able to propel myself through it. All right. If I were to, make this motion in the air, my position will not change, even if I was suspended. Okay. It will take me more force to move through the air than it will take me to move through water. All right. Because water is a bit more arranged than gas. And if you take it, the same concept, if you take it to solid, I would not be able to move through a solid material. Even if it was ice. Ice is also water, but it's a solid state. There is no way I'm going to be able to walk through ice under normal circumstances. Nothing metaphysical, nothing supernatural. There is no way I am walking through ice. So I could be breathing water molecules now in gas. You don't even see it. I could swim through water. It's there, but I cannot walk through a block of ice. Why? It's the same H2O. It's 2 molecules of hydrogen, 1 molecule of oxygen. Makes a complete, mole or molecule of water. So 2 hydrogen atoms, 1 oxygen will give me water. It's the same thing that is in gas, it's the same thing that is in water, it's the same that is in that's liquid water, the same that is in ice. Why am I able to not see one? So the one is probably even like non-existent. As I breathe out now, there's water molecules in my breath, I can see it. But then I can see water. I can say it's colorless because I can see things through it, but I can see it, it's there. And then ice is very visible. It's like white. Oh, okay. So you can clearly tell that if somebody was saying, I want to throw a block of ice, bucket of ice on your head. I wanted to pour a bucket of water on your head. which one would you pick? You say, okay, if you have to pour that on me, if you have to do that, please just pour the liquid on me, because you know that you will survive the ordeal of what being poured on your head. You may not survive the ordeal of a block of ice, bucket of ice dropping on your head from a story building. So it appears that the same water, the same weight of water, literally, a bucket of water, put it in the ice, and then it's ice, it's the same thing. It's the same thing. So one has enough strength to cause damage to my skull. The other has no such strength. Same weight, same water, same molecules. What is the difference? One is weak, one is strong. What is the difference? Arrangement, formation, form. So weakness sometimes is expressed as lack of strategy. Have you ever wondered why, when you arrange a soccer team and when you talk about football, one thing that you talk about is formation. When you want to, apart from the physical strength or skill of a team, for example, if you are to play a team of equal strength, equal size, equal experience and exposure together, one will come out winning. Why? Formation. The movement of arrangement. And it's really interesting because when you were growing up, you knew that feature always points to purpose. Right? There's a distinct way to which an Olympic swimmer is built. If you look at everybody who swims in the Olympic, they don't know themselves. They're from different countries, but you can almost immediately see that they all have the same body morphology or shape. You can almost see it. If you find marathon runners and you put them in a room and then you meet them with other type of people and then somebody calls you and say, pick out the marathon runners in this place. If you look at them properly, you are going to be able to pick the marathon runners. Why? Why? Because the body of a marathon runner has applied the knowledge of weight to mass to endurance to speed in proportion, and has come to decide what the best proportion of body mass to height to strength, to endurance, what it looks like, what it plays out as, and therefore there is how a marathon runner looks. That the person who does not run marathon or has never run marathon or does not, engage in such will not look. So what does it mean? Is it that the person who has marathon, is it that the person who runs marathon is lacking in some bones, and the person who doesn't run has extra bones? No, the same number of bones. In fact, probably the same number of other cells. But they have, over time, the body has formed. The body has arranged itself in a formation to serve a purpose. If you put all of this together, talking about formation, and how weakness simply means being poorly arranged or lacking strategy, because arrangement simply means interact in a way to generate the best result. That's strategy. It's just strategy. If you were to go to battle with strategy to say we are fighting other people, we are fighting an army that is bigger than us by numbers, so we have to force them into a tiny tunnel so that we are able to manage their numbers and then take them out there. One of the strategies is to say when we start fighting, let them have upper hand and then retreat. And then when you retreat, they'll follow you and think that they are winning. So what's that? That's a strategy. What is that strategy? The arrangement of interaction to suit a purpose. That's all. That's what strategy means. So the same person who was carrying a sword could have decided to strike somebody down. They could decide to have shown force at the beginning, and then they would have. That's an interaction. But then they decided that the strategy is to interact this way, and then do this way, and then and so on and so forth. And then eventually you realize that the second way a person can be weak is lacking in form. So you say you're not informed. Did you see how not informed can also mean not informed, which is like the first thing I said, lacking information and learning. Did you see how all of this is interwoven? Alright, so if you ever find yourself in a place where you feel like, but I have the knowledge, but I'm still weak, then it's your strategy. Then you want to look into your short-term strategy and long-term strategy. Alright? And then once you find that, then you can now apply that with the understanding of the outcome of the consequences of if you do not follow your strategy. Now it gives you the strength of character or strength of will to follow through. Nobody's going to sweet talk you to put your hand inside fire. Nobody. The only way you are going to ever put your hand inside fire is under duress. That means there's a gun to your head, and you can see that if you don't put your hand in the fire, this person is going to shoot you. You have decided that it was wise to save your life, because if you put your hand in the fire, you may get burned, can have surgeries, and may still be able to use your hands and so on and so forth. It may not even be hot so much that you need extensive surgeries. But if somebody were to shoot straight to your head, that's the end of your life. So you have seen that the consequences of alternative, far outweighs what they are being forced to do. That's the duress. So, but ordinarily, there's no way, and if my not wanting to offend my friend, there's no way he plays close to me burning my hands. Let's assume that my friend is not even stupid or devilish to want me to put hands in the fire. All right? Okay, so that's number 2. So let's go to number 3. The third one is having integrity and presence versus not having enough to show up regularly. Now this is interesting because I'm an avid student of life. I like to learn. I pay attention to several things. I just want to know. I want to make assessment. I want to discern. I want to judge. And so one of the things that I have been studying, and observing is the concept of failure and success. And if you check dictionary meanings and root words, you'll find out that they will say that failure is the absence of success, and then they will say success is this and that. But if you now go deep to study, find out what is the root word or root meaning of success, you will see that it comes from the same word like for success, succeed. Succeed means to come after. That's it. So how can the word success really have meant to come after? What is success coming after? Which means that success is a side effect. All right. So it means that what truly is success is a person's or a thing's ability to be expressed consistently over time. So if you succeed in filling a bucket of water, it meant that molecules of water kept traveling from one place into the bucket consistently until you deemed that the bucket was full. It took some time, yes, but it is not the ability of one drop of water to drop in the bucket that makes you succeed. It is the consistency of drops of water dropping into the bucket that makes you to say, I have successfully filled that bucket with water. It's the same thing with your life. If you want to succeed in business, it means that you must show up every day and apply principles every day until. If you want to succeed in marketing, you would succeed in marketing if you simply apply the principle of human psychology that is relevant to your tenure, that is contemporarily relevant. Then whatever you're selling, if people can buy cigarettes, then people can buy water. If people can buy sand, then people can buy, just imagine the things that people have bought, that people buy. Even things that supposedly kill people, people buy. So it means that if a person were to say, I am weak, it means that person is lacking in integrity to express their presence over time or express principles over time. That is, not having enough capacity to show up consistently or regularly as is necessary, as is required of the results that you desire. So, if you looked at yourself, you may be able to see that what you call weak is your inability to be present. It's your inability to be present. So you do not want to be absent, because it's difficult for a person to be absent, where necessary. And when I say absent now, I'm talking about application of principles. All right, I'm talking about application of principles because I mean, if I said I was going to make a video like this, said I was going to make one every day, it means I've said I'm going to make 7 every week. All right, so I have a choice to make one every day or to make 7 7 in a day for 1 day every week. Point is, there has to be application, and if I think that I was smart and I decide to cheat the application, I will cheat myself. All right, so let's assume that I'm unable to muster discipline to do 1 every day. Then I have to then make sure that I muster discipline to do 7 once in a day, once a week. Now, suppose that I think that I was smart. I say, oh, don't worry, I'll make 21 in 3 weeks. Oh, don't worry, I just make 28 in a month. Maybe that's all. Guess what? I am going to be unable to spend days not making videos and then wake up on a particular day and then assume that I am going to make 28 videos in a day or in 2 days or in 3 days or in 4 days or even in 5 days. Yeah. So, what does it mean? It means that I have shown weakness in not having the integrity to present myself or the application of principles that see towards me succeeding. So you want to put that in mind, because this will help you to understand the concept of being weak versus the concept of being strong. You have seen people who look like they are weak physically or they don't have this bogus body structure. You see them manage business and then you see them build empire from their business. What made them strong? Because I mean, they will say it takes strength to build $1 million empire. What made them strong? What made them strong? What made them strong is integrity. The ability to continually, consistently present on the application of principles. Simple. And this is the 4th one, all right? Having completeness and defense of entity versus being leaky and lacking in discretion. This is strength, this is weakness. Do you know how people say, get your shit together? People say, get your shit together. Being old. So if I mean, it's not like the person is physically missing a head or missing a hand. It's not like someone say, look, are you kidding me? You just forgot your hand over there. Go get your hand, my friend. Oh, take your hand. You forgot it. You dropped it in the cab. No, the person has complete physical body structure. But they say, get your shit together. It means that the person is not old. That person is not old, and that's weak. So a person who is put together is able to demonstrate strength than a person who is not put together. So it is having completeness, being together, being bound together, having boundaries, being bound, having a complete presentation of being whole or being together. Discretion is, in simple terms, understanding what information is private and what information is public. Understanding what should be known to you and what should be known to others as well. When a person lacks completeness, when a person lacks the ability of defense of entity, imagine the way your body functions. So the blood is the tissue or cells, that carries oxygen via the blood. The blood is the liquid, system that transverse across the body that can reach everywhere. All right, it's like your mailing system. It's like it's like how your body carries logistics. Yeah, that's your logistics system. So the blood. So now there's a machine at the heart of the logistics business that keeps the messengers all going around. So this one is carrying oxygen. This one is carrying body cells for defense. This one is carrying. So you have blood. Yes. And then you now have blood vessels. Why? Because without blood vessels, the integrity of your blood will be compromised. All right? Then you now have muscles, and then you now have skin covering the muscle, and then you now have everything covering, which means that even though you interact, if somebody were to take, please permit me, this may be graphic for you, but I mean, it will also help this concept to stick. If somebody were to grind you and blend you, you will retain exactly, all the molecules that made you who you are. What would make you dead is going to be the fact that blending you kills your integrity. Blending you kills your boundaries. Blending you takes the bone and then takes the bone somewhere else and then puts and then you are nothing but a fine mix of red or brown. But you're no longer a human being. So what made you human being is not the number of cells that you have, it is the setting, the formation, the arrangement, the integrity, the wholeness of the total number of cells that made you you. So if you have 5 friends, and all of you are just 5 friends, the one that all of you most likely agree to be the weakest one of you is the one who always runs to everybody when there's slight issue. Which means that the one that is lacking the one that is most lacking in the ability to defend who she is or to defend her entity. That's the one. So you don't want to be leaky, you don't want to be lacking in discretion. That makes you weak. That's the 4th one. Okay, so let's go to the 5th one. The 5th one is perpetuating the understanding of difference between cost and price. Now I'm going to keep this very, very simple. People think that price and cost, people think that they're the same thing. To say, I'm sitting on a sofa, and this sofa costs say $500, all right, and then I can say, oh, it costs $500, all right, okay, so I'm going to go and buy it for $500. So people talk like that, and they think that price and cost means the same thing. You see, price is fixed or determined by a different entity or a stakeholder or another party. That's price. So the couch it's been decided that the couch is $500. Good. Cost is however different. So let's assume that all I have saved in my life is $1,000. That's all I have saved, money. No matter what, that's all I have. So I take $500 out of $1,000 that I have, that's all I have, and I went to go and buy this couch. So now, it has cost me 50% of my life savings, or present life savings, to buy the couch. Let's assume that I work $10 per hour. It has cost me 50 hours to have the couch. But let's assume that I have a friend who earns $100 per hour. What has the couch costing if you were to be the one buying the couch? The couch had costed 5 hours. Now, did the price of the couch change? No. Did the value of the couch particularly change? No. But it has cost me more than it cost my friend. Not having the understanding of cost and price is one way that people do not learn value, and then people begin to lose esteem. There is nothing that you cannot buy, for example. It is just that sometimes you are unable to bear the cost. I remember that there was a time that the news was going on about how some folks sold their kidney to buy an Apple phone. Now, the price of the iPhone was the price of the iPhone as set by the Apple company. But to some people, it was just 1 week allowance or salary or payment. For some people, it was just a profit from a deal that they did. So it was like just free money. Now for this dude, it cost him the kidney. Now, do you see how if a person is unable to perpetuate, because I mean these are the things that you must apply daily that gives you strength, or these are things that you must apply daily that portrays you as being strong. It is number 5, the perpetuating of the understanding of the difference between cost and price. This is how you are able to find speed in growth, because if you are to carry a value, if you are to go purchase a value that costs you and burdens you and slows you down, you would have suggested that you are weak in decision making. Whereas if you make cost to price decisions that were light and benefited you, or you are able to maximize the value and you're able to move faster to achieve other things, then you have demonstrated that you are a strong candidate for success in life. Why? Because you understand and apply the difference between cost and price. I am from Nigeria, and a house could cost as much as 75 million naira, right? 75 million naira would be, say, that would be say $10,000. Yeah, that would be say that would be like say $10,000. Let me confirm, all right? Because I want to make this yeah. So let's see. Good. Okay, so that's $100,000. Okay, if I use 750 naira to $1, I mean, present is about $400 to 400 naira to $1. Okay, right now as I make this video, but just for the sake of illustration, so let's assume a house could cost 75 million naira in Nigeria. Let's say duplex. That's about $100,000 using 750 naira to $1. If you were, so it costs $100,000. So for example, if you were to earn say $50,000 yearly, and you are able to save $10,000 yearly, and you are not employing any other vehicle, it means that you could buy a house and it costs you 10 years of your working adult life. Now, if you are making $250,000 in a year, and you could save $75,000 every year, it will cost you a year and a quarter, or 1/3 of a year. That's 4 months. So it costs you. It take you 16 months of your working life to be able to acquire the same house. The price of the house is the same. The cost on different individuals are definitely not the same. Now, so how do you now play all of this together? Because I mean, I've been talking about this, since the beginning. So how do you pitch all of this together? So why is something costing some people more than it is costing other people? The reason that the person makes $250,000 is because the person who is making $250,000 of course has stronger earning capacity. What gave him the essence of having stronger earning capacity is what? Knowledge, skill. Which basically means that his body or his brain has taken in learning information, all right, and has applied them. It also means that he's applied himself enough on a strategy formation that predisposes him to success or to earn more. So over time, eventually, it all boils down to the application of learning, the training. That is what makes a person weak, and that's what makes another person strong. The lack of it, weakness. The presence and application or perpetuation of it, strength. So, if you're wondering that you wanted to make money and you're wondering, oh, so how do I stop being weak? You stop being weak by, first of all, applying yourself to learning. Applying yourself to learning. That is, making sure that you have enough to discern outcome and consequence. That's, of course, actually hoping that if you are able to discern outcome and consequences, then you are able to make good judgment, no matter what the circumstances are. And then that you're able to give yourself formation, strategy to move forward in life. And that you're able to have integrity and presence. That is, so you have a strategy, but what is the use of a strategy that is jettisoned or not applied long enough or consistently enough? It's the same thing as lack of strategy. And then that as you go like this, things will badge at you, but you must retain the integrity. You must always have your shit together. And then you understand this. And then you go for it. So thank you very much. It has been an amazing time with you. And I hope you learned a lot with this. And please do not forget to subscribe and like and then comment. And if there's any other thing that you'd like me to explain or share, please do not forget to mention it in the comment. Thank you very much. I'm Ayo, and it's nice being with you. Bye.